Chisaki, Blue Futon, and Out of the Box, or Out of the Wall, whatever you want to call it, is Gremlins in 4K. No bright lights, bright lights, bright lights. No water, and no food after midnight, which, what is considered after midnight and start of the new day? Who knows? Anyway, does Gremlins hold up? Hold up. What? What? Come on, Chase. Hold up. Alright, if you don't know what a gremlin is by now, silly for you. Well, technically, gremlins are something from the war that people have brought over in World War II and other times like Vietnam. And those little monsters are the reasons why your vehicle doesn't work. Make sure they're not gremlins, because gremlins are the things that do not make your vehicles work. Well, that's actually a description of one of the characters in the movie, but what's this about? The guy goes to Chinatown, picks up Gizmo, which is a Moibai. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, the pet, he gets it wet. He accidentally feeds it after midnight, and chaos ensues. With this movie, I remember watching it as a kid and loving this movie and being fun. Rewatching it years later, again, it is fun, and I love the themes, tones, and actual funness of the movie. Gizmo is absolutely adorable. I love this movie in the way it rarely uses CGI. There's only one really big CGI scene. It's where all of them go to the YMCA pool. They multiply by hundreds, and they're walking down the street. That's really the only visible CGI moment that you can actually tell in this movie. Everything else is fun, vibrant, and kind of dark at the same time. I thought it was going to be a little bit more violent, but of course, this is back in the day. Rewatching it is not as violent as people remember it. I just think when people see Gizmo or the Moibai, thinking that it is something cute and adorable, that the whole movie is going to be like that. No, there are some violent scenes, like the kitchen scene is pretty graphic and pretty cool, as well as the evil neighbor in the chair. That's also pretty hysterical at the same time. Like, this is supposed to be a horror movie. Even if you watch a special feature, Steven Spielberg's like, this isn't a horror movie at all. And I have to agree with him. People saying, oh, this is a horror movie. I don't really think it is. It's more of a creature feature, and that's what I'm going to put it towards. Reviewing the 4K aspect, the visuals aren't as crisp and clean as other 4K movies. The sound is great, but the visuals, something doesn't look right with this 4K transfer. There are some really good scenes, like the kitchen scene is really good, and the YMCA and the mall scene, but there's some outdoor scenes and dark scenes that just don't translate well to the 4K, which is a bummer. I know Goonies is coming up soon, so we'll see how that holds up with the 4K transfer. Overall, Gremlins, it's a great movie. I enjoyed it. It holds up pretty well. You can't really go wrong with this movie. So Gremlins will receive a 4 out of 5 Blue Futons. He goes at 80%. So see the critics' news scores gave this one. So you have the critics at 84% with only 69 of them. So that's interesting. And the audience score is 78 with 451,696. And here's critic consensus. Whether you choose to see it as a statement on consumer culture, wait, what? Or simply a special effects heavy popcorn flick, Gremlins is a minor classic. Commercial culture. Commercial culture. Really? People are saying it's commercial culture. Brilliantly potent social critique of Reagan-era fear-mongering and consumerism. What? What are these reviewers? Are they smoking some crack? Because I watched special features and none of them even brought up consumerism and everything like that. And I think another review saying the microwave scene in the kitchen has something to do with the culture back in the day of stuff blowing up. It's like, what? And then another reviewer I was also reading, like, in the back end when I was doing these cuts, the girl, she has a scene about what happened to her dad, and that's a huge consumerism scene. No, because that scene was going to get cut out of the movie and replaced with another scene that happened in a bank vault, but they just had to choose one to, keep in the movie. So when people overanalyze a movie, Steven Spielberg bought it because that was a fun premise. That's it. Why are we overthinking things, people? Holy shit. Anyway, I don't want to get mad. So, do you agree with the 84, the 80, or the 78? chase like the blue futon. Like, comment, subscribe. One other thing is Booftopia. You Booftonians, thank you for watching. Have a great day. I think I had one more thing to say about this movie. Probably it was probably about the critics being dumbasses of like, oh, it's consumerism, man. There's hidden messages behind microwaves. No, there isn't.